Hey Lunch Bunch, welcome back to my channel. My dog, you just heard her, she's in here. This morning I thought we would try the Steak and Shake breakfast. So got myself a large Coke, which was way bigger than I expected it to be. And then I also got a hash brown and a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. So in the mail the other day, we got coupons. And I was like, okay, Steak and Shake, I'll come and give you a try. So the coupon was 2 of their bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches and a hash brown. You got 2 hash browns, 2 sandwiches for $5.99. You had to buy the drink separately. But so I got my son a sandwich and hash brown as well. So he's in the living room eating that. But this is what my sandwich looks like. It has a lot of egg happening, but I'm not complaining. Bit cheese down here. So, what is up, you guys? Oh, something I guess I should mention right out of the starting gate is that if you're subscribed to my Mukbang channel and my main channel, this video is going to be popping up in your feed twice today, so don't feel like you have to watch it twice unless you just, feel like watching the ads on there for me. Don't feel obligated to do that, but this is going to be in your feed twice because I've got folks on my Mukbang channel and folks on my main channel that like to watch my Mukbang. So I figured, why not upload on both? I'm trying to figure out a system here to work both channels. So we're going to give this a try. That was a good hash brown. I've never had Steak and Shake breakfast before. Oh, I need some napkins there. It's a little greasy. That is good. Oh. The hash brown has more of like a homemade flavor to it. I expected it to be a lot more like McDonald's, but it tastes more homemade. It's good. It's just not as salty, which is probably a good thing. So let me know, have you guys ever tried Steak and Shake breakfast? And if so, what is your favorite thing to order? I seen they have biscuits and gravy. That sounds pretty good. And I might be filming a Steak and Shake mukbang tomorrow to go up next week because I have a coupon for an entire meal. I get a burger, a side, a milkshake, and then I have, and it comes with cheese fries, and I have a coupon for 99-cent onion rings. So, a lot of food, but that's what mukbangs are about, right? It's a really good hash brown. So you guys got any plans today? I'm not doing a whole lot. I'm going to go donate plasma as soon as I'm done with breakfast. And then I got a coupon in the mail from Yankee Candle. They're doing a special where I think you have to have the coupon for it, but if you buy a candle, you get a candle for free. If you buy 2 candles, you get 2 candles for free. Buy 3 candles, you get 3 for free. So I'm going to see if my mom wants to go to Yankee Candle, or maybe I buy a candle and she buys a candle, and then we'll get 2 for free. Pretty good sandwich. Maybe something there will work for a thumbnail. So on my way back home from Steak and Shake, I was coming down the back alleys, and there was a guy sitting in his electric wheelchair, just sitting in the middle of the alley. And we get a lot of odd people around here. We're close to the homeless shelter. We're close to a few liquor stores. We get a lot of odd folks. And so I just thought, here's some random mofo who's drunk sitting in the alleyway. That was my first thought. But then I got home and started thinking, what if his chair broke down? Because he seen me coming and he made no, he didn't wave me down or anything. He just sat there and stared at me. in the middle of the alley. Like, I could not come through. Like, I had to turn and go a different way. Which, thankfully, he was sitting at, like, a four-way area. It was where a street intersects the alley. So, he was sitting on that part of the alley I was going to drive into. Just sitting there. Didn't look like he was going to move at all. Just sitting there. And so, I turned and went around him. But then I got home and started thinking about maybe his wheelchair broke down. But I don't know. I didn't go back. Maybe I should have. That makes me a bad person. Speaking of having odd people around here, my husband and I, with our son, we walked down to a local restaurant. It's a car hop. We went down there to get drinks to go to dinner the other night. And on our way down to the restaurant, we walked past the bus stop, and there were some folks getting off the bus stop. We didn't pay a whole lot of attention to them. It was a man, a woman, whatever. Well, while we were ordering our drinks, and I think we got like something to go as a side. We didn't order our actual dinner there, but we ordered drinks, and I think I got some fried pickles, and my husband got some cheese fries to go with whatever we were making that night. And this man and woman comes walking in to the car hop, because like with the car hop that we have, like, you can either pull up to the car hop part and order, or you can walk inside, and it's kind of set up almost like a concession stand, because there's no place to sit, but you can like walk inside and order, and then you leave. And they come in and start asking one of the waitresses, and they're like, do you guys have a couple dollars we can have? He's like, I need to get my breathing medication. I can't breathe without it. Do you have any money I can have? And she goes, I can't give you anything. I'm sorry. Which, hello, it's a business. Like, they're not really in the business of handing out cash, you know? And then they turn around and ask my husband, and I, like, kept my back turned to him the whole time. Because we've had people like this before asking for money, and then they go spend it on something else. And so my husband told him, no, I don't have any cash on me. They didn't ask me, but I didn't turn around and look at him. I noticed that he had a trach, and that he had a walker. And then his woman, she seemed perfectly fine. Well, they left, and we seen them asking people in the cars at the car hop for money. And then they kept on going. And then we finally got our food, and we started heading back home, and we crossed paths with them on the way home, and we see them coming out of one of the liquor stores with brown paper bottles, or brown paper bags, with what you can only assume had liquor in them. So, I don't trust people, especially around here. And I feel bad saying that, because I hate the idea of somebody being hungry, or going without their medication, but like, I'm also not looking to get ripped off so somebody can go buy booze, or whatever, like cigarettes, or... I had that happen one time too. When we very, very, very first moved into our house, we hadn't been here very long. I had some random guy come to my house. Didn't have a car, or at least didn't park one out front of my house anyways. And came knocking on my door, which was really weird. And he's like, hi, I was wondering if you have any work I can do. I'm really hungry. I haven't eaten in days. And I felt really bad for him. So I was like, well, I don't have any work for you, but like, I'll make you a lunch. So I had him stay on my front porch, and I went and I made him a sack lunch. I made him like a ham and cheese sandwich, and packed him some grapes and some carrots, and you know, whatever we had, I packed him up a lunch. Well, not even 2 days later, I'm at the gas station, and I see this man paying for gas for his truck and buying cigarettes. And I did not say anything, but inside, I was like, oh, you motherfucker. Like, if you've got money for smokes, you've got money for food. Okay? Don't come begging on my doorstep. And just the gall of some people, like, I don't know how you could do that to somebody. A bit of a dry bite of biscuit. It's like, people work really hard for what they have. I know we do. And when we give something to somebody, it's because, you know, we want to be generous. But we also don't want to be taken advantage of. Like, the food I sent with him that day, I could have sent in my husband's lunch the next day. You know, like, we need it too. And we're not wealthy people. And just the fact that people do that, it's like, we had a scandal a few years back of a guy who used to sit here in town. And he was an amputee, missing a leg. And he would sit on the street corner in his wheelchair with a sign that says, "We'll work for food," which I don't really know how you're going to do that when you're in a wheelchair, but I don't know. I guess people gave him stuff a lot. Like, they gave him money often. And then it came out, it was like this whole scandal, because like my town has a lot of Facebook garage sale sites that are massive. They've got like 8,000, 9,000 people on, which maybe for some towns that's not a lot, but my town's pretty small anyways, so like yay near everybody in the town is on the site, you know, like that's everybody. And yeah, it came out, like people started posting pictures where they're like, don't give anything to this guy. He retired from Chrysler, which Chrysler is like the lifeblood of my city. Excuse me. Like almost everybody works there, and they're like, yeah, he retired from Chrysler. He has plenty of money. They showed pictures of him getting into a really nice fancy pickup truck that he always had parked in the parking lots that he was begging at. Like he would park his truck a ways away and then go beg. And people were showing pictures of him sitting on the tailgate, putting his leg back on, so he had a prosthetic leg. And then he'd get in this blue pickup truck and drive away. And then people were posting pictures where, like, I guess he went to some professional wrestling event. I don't know what it was. But he had, like, really good seats. And people were like, see, he was here at this event. And these seats are, like, blah, blah amount of money. And they're so expensive. And, like, people pretty much ran him out of town. And then at the time, I was working... It was the first time I worked for the job that I work at now. And I don't travel anymore for the job, but I used to travel a lot. I went like all over the state pretty much. And I started seeing him pop up in Frankfort. I live in Indiana, in case anybody's wondering. And I'd see him pop up over in Frankfort, which is like 30 to 45 minutes away. I'd see him pop up over in... I don't remember if it was Wabash or Marion, but both of those are about 30 to 45 minutes away. Like, he started going to other towns to do the same thing. It's like, man, like, why do you do that to people? I don't know. And then apparently, if anybody ever brought him food, there was like a scratchy piece of bacon and my throat was burning. If anybody ever brought him food, he would get like really upset and throw it at them. Like he did not want food, he wanted money. I mean, if you're going to be a beggar, at least act the part, you know? Like, somebody brings you food, like, tell them thank you. Don't throw it back at them. I remember one time when I was like 18 or 19. And I was dating a guy who lived down in Indianapolis, which I come from a small town. So, especially growing up, I was a bit more sheltered. Anytime I went down to Indianapolis, it was like big city. I felt culture shock. I still do sometimes when I go down there, like big big tall buildings. Like, I don't know that Indianapolis really has skyscrapers per se. I think there's some, but even still, they like pale in comparison to like other cities like Chicago. And still going down to Indianapolis, I'm like in awe of big buildings. I think the biggest building in my town is probably 3 stories. Like, seriously. Maybe 4. So I was always just kind of, I don't know, a little more naive and innocent maybe to like how people can be. And I can remember I dated a guy who lived down in Indianapolis. He actually lived over in Avon. And I'd go down and hang out with him a lot. And I can remember one time we seen this girl on the street corner. outside of, I want to say it was the Chick-fil-A, might have been a McDonald's, but I felt so bad for her, and I wanted to give her money, and my boyfriend was like, no, don't give her anything, like, she's probably on drugs, I'm sure she doesn't want anything, and I'm sure, not that she doesn't want anything, but she's probably going to use any money you give her for drugs, like, I don't know, I think he just had a better sense of it than I did, but I insisted on at least getting her food, because it was cold outside and snowing. And so I went and bought her food, and I brought it to her, and she was so hateful when I gave it to her. Like, so snotty, like, oh my gosh. Like, clearly she did not want food. She just wanted money. And I'm just like, how can you be that hateful to somebody trying to do something nice for you? Well, that is it for me today, guys. My mom is calling, so I need to get a hold of her. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you did enjoy watching. Remember, you're going to see this video pop up twice today in your feeds if you're subscribed to my main channel and my Mukbang channel, so don't feel obligated to watch it twice. But thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.